Namaste, Jai Bharat. One of the most popular texts written in ancient Sanskrit in Bharat is a text that of Kamasutra. And that's one text which is also grossly misunderstood by people and misrepresented. It's also called as erotics with all kinds of narratives and discussions. But interestingly, most people should also know who wrote Kamasutra. People know him as Vatsyayana Maharshi. Of course, he was a Maharshi. And Vatsyayana philosophy belonged to the Nyaya school of thoughts. The Nyaya schools of thought, one of the 6 darshanas in Bharatiya tradition. He was a Nyaya philosopher, but he became popular for Kamasutra. Now, it's not necessary that a Maharshi should be Brahmachari. There is no necessity. A Maharshi, whether he is a Brahmachari or Grahastha, Brahmachari means who remains unmarried, not involving in matters concerning women. Grahastha means one who is married with wife and other things. It's not necessary. If it's a Brahmachari, it doesn't mean that he gets special privileges. If it's a Grahastha, it doesn't mean that he loses status, nothing like that. Being a Brahmachari or getting into Grahastha life is a matter of choice of the individual. That has nothing to do with this being as a Maharshi, being a Rishi. Maharshi Aurobindo was married. He was married to Mrinalini Devi of Laban, Shillong. That house is still there, but with the Brahma Kumaris, if I am not wrong. I've seen that place, I've gone to that houses. So, that has nothing to do with one's being a Maharshi and he has to be necessarily Brahmachari, nothing like that. It's an individual choice. What is mostly concerned in Bharatiya thought system is how your mind is more than how your body is, and how your mind is at a given wanted frame. It's not the case that your mind is continuously in the same frame. It has multiple frames. But when you are into being a Maharshi, that particular frame is what is most important. That will be more pure, most pure. That's it, and that is what reality is about. That should be the case with anything and everyone. A painter, a creative painter, makes a piece of art in painting, and that mind is a creative mind. When he is in toilet, that mind is different, should be different. So, the question of Brahmacharya is not compulsory, not necessary to a Bharatiya Rishi, Maharshi. It's his personal matter, no one is concerned about it. That neither makes him great, nor makes him less. Now, Kamasutra is a text written by Maharshi Vatsyayana, who was a Brahmachari by choice. That's why I said so many things. It is not necessary for him to be a Brahmachari. He is a Brahmachari by choice. There are many people who remain Brahmacharis by choice. And Maharshi Vishwamitra, he is from his ashram was near a place where I am speaking from. Maharshi Vishwamitra did not have such compulsions on him. He was Grahastha, not only with one, maybe with more. Menaka's case is known, and Shakuntala is supposed to be his daughter. Anyway, so by choice he was a Brahmachari. And then the question comes, how a Brahmachari Maharshi can think in terms of this and speak in terms of this and write a text like Kamasutra. Now you see the differences between being physical and being mental. Body is not necessary. Physical is not necessary. It's mind and your mind which at function. And that is how the 64 patterns of interaction between the male principle and the female principle has been carved into granite and put on the temple walls. It is an art. It is a knowledge. That's about knowledge. What's the name? Is knowledge, and knowledge is knowledge. That's put on the temple walls. Why temple walls? Then only people can easily access and see. If it is put on an open ground, many will hesitate to go and look at it. Temple walls, you put there, and temple is a place people go for everything, especially ancient days. Temple is a place for learning. All schools, basic schooling was done in the temple premises and inside the temple itself. So temple is also a place of great cultural moorings. All these activities used to take place in temples. And temple is a place where people often, frequently visit. And no matter which gender and which age, this is something which people learn right from childhood. So the knowledge of Kamasutra is necessary so long as we live as a grihastha. And the best way to teach that is put the things in sculpture forms in temple walls. You need, no, otherwise a teacher cannot teach you to teach one this. It's put there. You learn by yourselves. And of course each learning has to be individual. No matter which knowledge you learn, it has to be interpreted through your individual self to make it to the applicable level, plate level. So the Kama Sutra is a knowledge system. It's a traditional knowledge taught in a very exclusively different manner through the sculptures sculptured in the temple walls where everyone goes freely. You stand and look at the sculpture, no one gets offended, no one will misunderstand you. So the knowledge goes to them in the most simple way and most straightforward way, with allowing or permitting you to make your own creativity in whichever convenience possible to you. Look at the great minds of ancient people of Bharat. Look at the great minds, how they have thought, how they have known. Of course, how Maharishi Vatsyayana knew, he must have employed Yogaja, undoubtedly. How they have known, how they have taught, how they made the whole thing simple and without any divisive dichotomies of intellectual confusions. So we shall meet again till then. Namaste, Jai Bharat and Jai Siya Ram.